We're live. Cool. Hey, everyone. What's up? Give this a shot. I'm not doing a video on on the drawing thing today. I'm going to talk about. Today, I got a serious talk about. I want to help out people if I can, right? Because I know people are struggling sometimes, and I want to say don't quit, right? I know there's ups and downs, especially in this coaching game, and man, this is a roller coaster for everyone. I think we've all gone through it at times. Sometimes you can do really great, and other times it can be really, really tough. So, my message tonight is reach out to people if you need to. If you have friends, if you're stuck, because sometimes it just takes a little shift of perspective, right? So, whether your ads stopped working, you had to turn them off, or you get a dry spell with enrollments, or thinking about getting going back to a day gig or whatever the thing is. I've heard it all, and there's nothing wrong with going back to a day gig if you have to, right? So there's no shame in it. You got to let go of the shame and the guilt. And I guess the main thing I want to say is, if you need anything, just message me. If you have any questions or need anything, any questions, send me an audio note what's going on, and if I can help you out, I'll help you out. Because I've been there, and man, I've been hearing a lot of people leaving the coaching space, and they've been complaining it's been getting harder and harder and stuff. So it doesn't have to be. And sometimes it's literally just a different reframe or perspective shift is all it takes. And sometimes just a little encouragement, right? Hey, why don't you do this? That was working for you, this and that, right? So it's frustrating. It's hard. I mean, for a couple of times when I first got into coaching, I had to go back and take a sales gig, right? Because I needed the money, right? And when you need the money on a sales call, it's horrible. I always tell people, like, there's no shame in getting a job, because if you come on the call needy, it never goes well. Even if you're a professional salesperson, it still comes across, right? And you never want to be needy in a call. That's the kiss of death. It's the thing. The number one thing that kills a call faster than anything is being needy. So I had to get a sales gig, and heck, I even went back into the car business. It lasted like 3 months. I couldn't do it. It was too hard, too many hours, and it was. I mean, I was younger. I did a great job at it, but I couldn't take being away from my family. The hours were atrocious. And then luckily the coaching thing picked up, and I was able to get some momentum. But a couple of times, man, I had to take a sales gig, make some money, try again, go back again, and do it again. So there's no shame in that. But usually the people have a big connection. And this is the one thing that's really rough about coaches is they're great at helping people, but they're horrible at asking for help. They take the world, everything on their shoulders, and all the stress. And I get it. It's hard. It's hard, especially if you get in a funk. So reach out. If it's not me, someone else, like someone that you're close to that you can help you out. Make sure you get people to tell you the truth, and don't just blow smoke up your skirt or whatever you call it, because that doesn't help. Telling you just be positive and all this other bullshit. Do your mindset work? That's a tough one. There's a lot of programs out there that no matter what the problem is going on in your business, it's your mindset. And they tell you to spend an hour, 2 hours a day journaling about how great you are and how awesome you are and all these things. And those things are cool. They can work. But I've always worked on, like, what is it, Abe Lincoln that said, if you had 8 hours to chop down a tree, I'd spend 6 hours sharpening my axe. And people think that sharpening your axe is mindset work, and it's not. It's not. It's like mindset is important, but only if your skill set is where it needs to be, right? Because you can do all the mindset in the world. I've seen this happen. Coaches do 2 weeks of mindset work. They're feeling great. They're in the energy. Everything's great. They're aligned. All this stuff, and it just takes one bad thing, one person to say one thing, or 5 no's in a row, and then it's over. So sharpening the axe to me it's a tool, right? And for me, sharpening the axe is working on whatever I need to work on, right? If I'm getting some objections, or if I'm not getting real answers, I'm getting vagueness. Right? How do I get the question sharp? How do I cut through the bullshit? How do I do those things? Work on those type of things, right? So that you're ready when you have the skills, because confidence comes from competence, right? If I want a hole in my backyard, I can sit down all day long and visualize it, picture the hole. I feel like the hole's there. And maybe someone will come by and dig a hole for me. But chances are that's not going to happen. So best to get the shovel and start digging, right? Or pay someone to do it, which is, always an option. But don't just rely on trying to will your thing, right? The mind is very powerful, right? I'm not dismissing that. But get some help. Get your head right first. And you got to get good at reframes. I hate to be telling you things like this, but one skill that you could have that will change everything is reframing things. How you get good at reframing things for other people, but more importantly for yourself. And this is the key. I think the key to life, the key to sales, the key to success, the key to coaching is you have to do the work yourself, right? And you cannot ask someone to do something that you're not willing to do. Right? That's why it's cliche, but it's like they say to be the client that you want to attract, right? Because if you can't have that standard for yourself, then you're never going to be able to hold it for someone else. You're never going to be able to call them out, because then you're exposed, right? And you don't want to do that. So get good at reframing things, right? I'll give you one and that's it, right? But if someone is, they're struggling, and they've tried a lot of things and they've failed, right? Failed a lot of times, right? And they're down, right? I think I mentioned this in another video, but they keep trying things and they're failing. They don't have much confidence. They have very low power. And at the end of the call, they're probably not going to do it because they're scared to make another mistake. And most people, all they do is they go into the pain more, make them feel horrible, and they have even less power, right? So a good reframe for that is like, I always like to ask permission and things, right? It's like, hey, can I share something with you that I admire, appreciate, whatever you want to say, whatever your language is. And I'd say, most people try something once and then they quit. Very few people try things twice and keep going, but you, and then you label what you want. You're committed, you're resourceful, whatever it is, right? And, excuse me, just because it hasn't worked doesn't mean it won't work. It just means you haven't found the right thing for you yet. I just really admire that about you. Excuse me. So then when you end in the call and they don't have the money, yeah, most people would quit right here. But you're different, right? So you label that identity, right? So reframes are key, right? Edison said that I didn't fail 1,000 times. I found 1,000 things that didn't work. Sounds like the same thing, right? Well, it's not. It's not even close. So I would just say, if you spend a lot of time, a lot of money, like a lot of people have spent, the coaches I know have gone through high ticket programs. They've spent $20, $30, $40, $50,000 on programs, on ads. And, if you want to quit, you can, obviously, but man, try everything you can, right? So one of the rules I have is I have to try everything I can, so that when I go to sleep at night, I know that I did my best, right, on the calls or whatever, right? And I've always been like that. It's not even about making the sale. It's about I need to sleep at night. So I'll try. If I tried everything I could, cool. I'm okay with it. Not everyone's going to say yes. It's okay. So do everything you can. Reach out to a friend. Ask for help if you need it. If you're struggling with something, whether it's a call or something else in your business, shoot me a voice message. I'll answer it for free. I'm not looking for anything. I'm just like, if I can help, let me help. Because, man, the world needs help. Look around. The world is it's a scary place. People are hurting. People are just, we have so much connection with social media, and yet we've never been more disconnected. And I hope that we start doing more things in person. Like events are coming back again. So that's good. So hopefully I'm hoping we move into the, I call the next phase is like the connection phase, right? The connection economy, information economy and all that stuff. Information's everywhere. You can find anything on YouTube, right? But it's the connection piece, right? So I think that's key. I think that's what we need. So if you have anything, just shoot me a little voice memo on messages, and I'll be happy to answer whatever I can to point you in the right direction. Anyway, I've been doing this a long time, and I got some skills in that area. So, and if I don't, I know the people who do. So anyway, that's all I got for today. Have a great night, everyone, and don't give up. Keep going.